So maybe I chose water because you can have it in different states.
Jackie Kissel's 5th grade science classroom at Rehoboth Elementary School looks like a lot of science classrooms. It's full of stuff, experiments, implements, and in one corner, tucked next to a pile of book bags, one big blue basket.
It reminds me of Chopped. You open it up, you're like, okay, how am I going to figure this out to meet the kids' needs and get them where I need to go?
The basket contains materials a teacher would use to run science experiments. You can find kits like this all across the country. But Kissel's is a little different. It's part of its own experiment.
When I first found out that Delaware was adopting the next generation science standards, and I went online and I read through the standards, I said, well, I need some more help. I felt like one of my students.
And so Kissel joined a group of about 100 teachers across the state who are piloting the new standards. In small groups, they've created new baskets and new lessons to go along with those baskets.
We came up with the manual. It used to be from a company. No longer. We are developing it ourselves and trying to make it attainable for all the students across the state and across different states.
The goal is to align these materials with the principles of the next generation science standards, and it's a significant shift. Next Gen tries to break down the traditional boundaries between scientific disciplines and focus instead on big underlying concepts. Today, Kissel is using the kit to teach the students that matter is made up of many unseen particles. They use eyedroppers and food coloring. They even pop a water balloon. This unit used to be called Mixtures and Solutions. Now it's called Matter and Its Interactions, a broader, more encompassing label. There's also a focus here on big picture concepts, such as finding patterns or cause and effect. Next Gen wants students to see and recognize these principles throughout their education, so that science feels more like a way of viewing the world and less a collection of distinct disciplines.
So here's my question. Are you guys going to be able to drag that droplet through the maze? Who thinks yes? Who thinks no?
You'll also notice Kissel doesn't give students right or wrong answers. Instead, she poses a lot of questions and lets the kids experiment. That's because Next Gen emphasizes real-world learning and student inquiry.
In the beginning, I taught the kids this is a mixture, and this is a solution, and this is why. And so when they would take an assessment, I'm like, okay, sugar water, since it dissolves in there, what is it? They're like, it's a mixture. I'm like, what else is it? It's a solution. Well, how do you know? Because you told me.
But Kissel is changing, and her students notice the difference.
Well, last year we sort of listened more than and watched videos and books and stuff more than do experiments.
And Stella, who says science is her favorite class and who wants to study animals someday, is a big fan of those changes.
I like it because it gets your brain thinking and it makes people think more and it makes them wonder on what's going to happen, and I really like it.
The world is always changing, so we have to answer that call and get my students prepared. And I love the idea that if they are wrong, that's okay. Let's go back, figure out how we can make it right or set them on the right path. I feel like I'm more guiding them than giving them an answer. So if you'd like to look it over.